All right, I'm back. It's 7:15 in the morning, and I've already done some stuff. I had a sleep on it, and I started looking because what we can see here, right? This is not non-coder talking, sad to say, but it is hallucinating. So we know that the middleware.old was working, and we know that the middleware is not working. We know this for a fact. How do I know this? Yeah, I know it was creating these things. And when we had this one, the old one, it was working. So what we can see here is, I was checking for how it's working with the database. Here we're using the anon key, right? And here it's starting to say it wants to have the service role key. Service, I spoke to AI here, so you can see. I just had a conversation with it. Where did I start it? This is since yesterday. You can see the error. More errors, summary fixed. Yeah, here it's doing its summary. Okay. And yeah, this is where it ended. No, it's not. My God, there's lots of code here. Still the same problem here. Okay, yeah, so here, let's see. Yeah, so let me start going through what I have done, because this, I didn't record it. Bad of me, I guess. First of all, I mark these two. So you right click on it, and then you go to target file. Now I can untarget the file. So that means it's only looking at these two at the moment, right? So am I correct that the middleware and middleware old is handling the connection to the database? I know it's doing stuff, right? So I want to make sure. No, you're not correct, okay? And then it's telling me that basically what it's doing here, right? And then I'm trying to clarify it. So the old version uses this, and then I'm giving it exactly what I told you here, like it's using these ones. And while the new one is trying to use these ones, and the old one was working, but the new one makes you go in circles trying to force me to get the Supabase service role key that is not possible to get, as it is hidden within Bolt.new. So I was trying to get to this the whole time, but it couldn't just understand it. Changing to the old way to use the anon key, fix the issue, and restore functionality to the app and DB. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Changing to the anon key instead of the service key will restore functionality to your app and database. Why could it not understand this itself? I'm not getting it. Here's why. So, the service role key is meant for server-side operation that bypass row-level security. I never want to do this. I never want to bypass it. I want it to be secure. So also, if you look at the key, okay, maybe I'm incorrect here, so I will be quiet. How long it is. Yeah, the anon key is publicly accessible and safe to use. Okay. Why the old way works better. The anon key plus SSR client respects Bolt database built-in session management. it works with a security model designed for client-side application. And that's what we're doing, right? So it really needs to be doing this the whole time. Would you like me to create a plan to update the current middleware, blah, blah, blah? No, I don't want it to do that. So what I'm doing instead is, how would you update Bolt prompt? So what I looked at before, right? If we go here to the top, then we can go to the prompt, and then we can see that this is what was in there before. Okay, so I'm asking it to include this information so it never makes this mistake again and keeps breaking. Also, do you always check this prompt file and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I check. It can't find it, but it's right here. So I guess it can't search this for some reason, but it's always reading this. So it's saying here, it doesn't exist. But to answer your question, no, I don't automatically check for it. I rely on system instructions and project level files like project instructions embedded in my system context, README files, documentation files in the root directory. So README files, that means I can also create a README here, right? So this is the root. So these are important files. I guess it's always checking these. So recommended content. Bolt database authentication rules. Never use Bolt database service role key. But here it says in middleware or client-side code. Server-side code? How's that different? To create a table? Yeah, to create a table. But this already works. How does that work? We need to check that. Anyway, so I have just copy and paste this recommendation and put it in here. So can we see what it's saying? Let's zoom in. Never use Bolt database service role key in middleware client-side code. Always use the anon key for authentication flows. The service role key is not accessible in Bolt.new and bypasses RLS. Use create service client from Supabase SSR for middleware. Use create browser client for Supabase SSR for client components. Server client, browser client. So it's both of them. So, okay, middleware is server side. I'm not getting it. Sorry, even though I used to code, I've never, C# is more my thing. I haven't done next.js or anything like that. So anyway, database connection. Bolt database handles connection pooling automatically. Yes. Don't create custom connection management. Yes. Use the official Bolt database client libraries. Yes. Authentication patterns. Middleware should use anon key plus session management. Let Bolt database handle JWT tokens and sessions. Yes. Use RLS policies for data security, not service role key. This is very important. I mean, this should be kind of standard in any project. I'm not sure why Bolt is not adding this automatically. It doesn't make sense not to do it. Before changing authentication, check if middleware OLTS or working patterns exist. Verify environment variables are available in Bolt.new. Test authentication flows. Don't create redirect loops. Yes, no redirect loops. Environment constraint. The Bolt.new environment has limited access to certain keys. Always use publicly available keys, anon key when possible. Service role operations should be in API routes, not middleware. Sounds much better. So I updated this. Now I need to save this. It was a red mark here. We can untick these ones. Untarget file. And where are the others? Untarget file. Untarget file. And now we will go bananas. I need you to check the entirety of the code to make sure you are always not the entirety of the code. I need you to make a plan to check to fix the database issue and use the anon key Okay, let's just do that. Let's see what it does. I guess sometimes you shouldn't have these long sessions, right? It's better to have a sleep in, have a little pause. I actually have my son sleeping behind me still, behind the green screen. Can't see it, but this is the bedroom. It's a nice setup I have. So, update the middleware authentication. Okay, verify authentication helper files. Check if any files in the library are using the service role key. Great. Ensure that the verification works with both database and session tokens. Check if create client calls elsewhere need updating to use anon key. Yeah, update API routes if needed. Review the API routes. Environment variable validation, confirm. Yeah, remove any references to Bolt database service role key. I was just going to think, I wanted to do this, so it already added it for me. That's great. Create protection documentation. Document the anon key requirement for Bolt.new environment. Add inline comments in middleware explaining the pattern. Add inline comments. Okay, include warnings about never using service role key in the middleware. Okay, so there's a few things that I have done already. So let's see. Point 5. I have already done this in the .bolt/prompt file. If you feel you need to update it, please go ahead. And I will just add this here. I guess this is not really needed, but let's do it anyway. I might be overdoing things. So it will finalize the plan, and then let's go ahead with it and see if we can actually make this work now. Last session was crazy. This one will probably be a shorter one. I just want to make the database work. But I do need to read its plan, right? So we can't just go through it. And coffee in the morning is the best, I must say. Yeah, the pattern, but not the file. Change from create client to create server client from superbases. Or replace Bolt database service role key with the anon key. Update authentication to user base. Get session for session management. Fix API root authentication. Yeah. Handle admin initialization route. Handle admin initialization. Keep admin initialization route TS using service role. This is okay. API admin. API admin. I need to check this. Where would this be? Here, API admin initialize route. I'm not sure about this. I'm hoping the prompt will override this. We can go back and check this later and see if it's still using it. But I don't think this will actually work. Server configuration error 500. I'd like to update this with like the service key something. Why would it be using this? Yeah, but here it says it's not accessible, but here it says it should use it. Okay. I see that under 3, you are saying to use the service role key as is appropriate for admin operations. However, under 4, you correctly state to remove or comment out Bolt database service role key from .env, since it's not in Bolt.new. These are contradicting. Should never be used as it does not exist. Okay, so let's add this. I'm sorry, now it's taking time again and it's starting to rumble and time is ticking. Let's see, how long are we on for? 20 minutes? Okay, I just want to do this plan and see if it's working. You're absolutely correct. I made a critical error in my plan. Come on, doesn't it know what it's doing itself? Anon key, anon key, anon key, anon key. Update admin roles. We use anon key. Rely on row level security. Create appropriate or less policies Bolt. Remove or comment out Bolt database service role key. Verify no other files reference Bolt database service role key. Verify the row level security. Sounds good. Test authentication flow. This correct. The plan completely eliminates the use of Bolt database service role key since it does not exist in the Bolt.new environment. Okay. So let's go build. Here we go. We have 3.2 million tokens remaining. And we're rolling. All right, we're back and it just finished. Didn't take too long. Not sure. 5 minutes maybe. So this was the plan. It went through it. Uses the anon key now. Let's see how this one looks. Yes, anon key. Okay. Removed Bolt database service role key completely. So it's not even where did it used to be? Oh, env file. Yes, anon key only. That's how it should be. All right. Awesome. Okay. So. Oh, I have select. Okay. Yeah, you can use this select. You can choose something if you want to talk about something specific that you want to change, but we're not doing that. So let's go for sign up and let's see if we can do this. Maybe I didn't write it correct here. Oh, no. So what's going on here? Let's go here, let's clear it, and let's do this sign up. What happens? Custom sign up error. So we used 400,000 tokens. I'm really up to getting this work. Sign up does not work. Can you check why? This is in the console. Okay, I'm gonna be, no, stop. Go to plan mode. That was dangerous. We're just going to plan mode. This is important. There's no issue with it. The email route is not what I want to look at. Send email line 2 is importing. Okay, but did it create a database? Did it create a profile? No, it didn't. I'm not sure I agree with you. There should be a record in the database before trying to send an email. I want to focus on the database part first. Let's troubleshoot possible email issues later. Let's redo it. Let's see what happens. You're absolutely right. Okay. It's like whatever it says, you really need to be on your toes. I think when you're building this from the ground up, you need to be much more careful, take much longer time, make sure you're going into the prompts as you should. Whoa, now it's doing a lot of stuff. What's going on here? This makes custom user ID not null on the profiles table, but when the trigger create profile for a custom user tries to create a profile, it's trying to insert into a table that might already have a profile record with custom user ID being null from the old auth system. Okay, but the real issue is even simpler. Let me check the actual signup route again. The anon role can only select from the user table, but not insert. That makes sense. Fixed insert. Create insert policy for anonymous users. Yes, it needs to be doing that. Just felt very dangerous when I said it out loud. That's correct. Service-side API route with service role key instead. No. We'll just try and implement it. Again, we're using tokens. We are hallucinating. We are hoping it's fixing it, but we don't really know for sure. I want to see if it goes back into the rabbit hole. That's why I'm continuing with this now. I want to see if it leaves the anon key and go back to the other bad idea that we have restricted it to do. Because we put in here, right, that it shouldn't do it. So if it's going to build something, it needs to check this, right? So it shouldn't go down this rabbit hole. See. Yeah, my son is waking up and he wants to be on the AI channel. The first thing he says when he wakes up, AI channel? Awesome. Thank you, David. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you slept well?
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, all right. Stay in bed and have a cozy time, okay? I will come join you for a second, in a second.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we are back. Let's see what it did. Created it. Yeah, so it only did what it was supposed to do according to this. The sign up was failing because anonymous users didn't have permission to insert records in the users table. The row level security policies only allow the anonymous user to select from the user table, but not insert. So, solution implemented. Email and password hash must be provided. User can only insert, not update or delete existing records. Well, they will be able to do that too, I guess. Okay, let's see if this works. Please work now. Ooh, email sending failed. That's a better error. Let's see if it created me in the database though. Ooh, yes. So we fixed it. We are back. Okay, so I'm going to end this video. It will be another video fixing the email. But for now, let's go through what we have done and what was the issue. So looking back here, do we have the old? Yeah, we have the new. So for some reason, Bolt Claude decided to start using a service role key for some reason, right? And this is a key that has access to everything. That's not good policy. Okay, I don't know why it's doing this and why it was going this route. The old one wasn't. The old one was doing it correctly with the anon key, and we had to change it. We changed it back to the anon key to being used again. And then a very key important things that I think we will keep on doing more of is in the prompt, if you put something here, I'm assuming it's reading all of these things. I don't know. Anyway, so here we added this documentation here, right? So we wanted to understand to use the anon key. Don't use a service key. So we set it up securely, properly, securely. Very important. But that means it's reading this every time. So even though it was here trying to hallucinate and say, consider signing if sign up should use a server-side API route with service role key instead. No. Okay, I do not want that. So this is much better. If you don't agree with me and you're a coder, please let me know why you don't agree with me. If this is wrong and if I'm missing something, should I be using the service role key somewhere? Maybe you know something I don't. Please let me know. But I think that using this prompt early to set, like, before I create even the database connection, I think I would ask Claude for a good prompt to put in the prompt that it always reads, like the rules. How are you supposed to be working? Or maybe after it's done and it's working, you're asking for a specific prompt to make sure that you put in here so it doesn't break it, something like that. I'm not sure. But that's kind of the key, what I learned here. Yeah, thank you. Give a like, thumbs up, share, comment. Let me know what you think. Is this a crazy project or is it reasonable? I don't know. We'll see if the webpage is turning out the way I'm hoping. It's a bit complex webpage, but we will see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and listening. This was 37 minutes. It's a bit better, but then again, we'll try and do it better every time. And we didn't use too many tokens, only almost a million. We did use a million. Did we start on 2.6 or 2.4? Can't remember. Anyway, around a million tokens.